Hello, Stars! My name is Blue, and today we are lost in Homestuck Epilogue Meet. Chapter 32 through whatever. Okay, on with it. Roxy is nervously dialing Rose's number repeatedly. Then they try Kanaya, considering Rose's failing health. Roxy hates to bother her, but they aren't sure who else to call regarding Jade's unexpected trance. Her finger hovers over Dirk's number for a moment, but no, that would not be a great idea. They don't know why they suddenly think it's a bad idea. It just is. Roxy's anxiety fills up the room, like a bell struck in an empty hallway. Their thoughts, usually so quiet and visible to those observing from the vantage of a higher textile plane, now chime loudly in the presence of a black hole, or rather, in the presence of a proxy for such a vortex of pure void, a proxy such as Jade's mind, at the moment. Jade floats over to the couch in a sitting position, an inch above the cushions. Her long hair billows around her, her hands crossed in her lap. Her black eyes bore into the nothingness, looking beyond the walls she faces, and beyond everything past it. Through the very fabric of narrative itself, they scan the ciliary veins of pacing, motivation, foreshadowing, irony, a continuum that has been upended by the prince's interference. Rose still does not pick up. Roxy resigns themselves to a confident of last resort. Their reluctance is not due to lack of fondness. Their conversation with Dave simply have a reliable habit of straying far from the desired topic for extended periods of time. He picks up on the third ring. Yo, love to chat, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Yo yourself, but this is important. More important than salvaging the global economy from potential disaster? Sound hugely unlikely. Dave is currently making his way through the black lot of a new Cantown Memorial Stadium, following Jake as he heads towards the podium. He's scheduled to give a speech announcing his official endorsement of Karkat Vantas in his bid for the presidency. I don't know about that. In the terms of scale and relativity and stuff, maybe not. It's actually kind of hard to tell. I guess it's in the grand scheme of things, but she's just taking this sort of nap. But it's one hell of a nap, bro. A nap, you say? Well, this changes the fuck out of everything. Yeah? Nah. It's a balmy, windless evening on Dave's end. The gathered crowd is relaxed by the warmth. Many of them partake in the pleasures of a cool treat, such as earth iced cream. Jesus, fuck. This is excruciating. It isn't. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Okay, whatever the fuck you say. The audience is large and diverse, mostly trolls and Carapacians. But it is dotted with representation from humans and consort kingdoms as well. A lopsided distribution, certainly, but the very model of diversity compared to the crowds of his opponent. It is a true inspiration to all of those who have placed their faith in the Vantas ticket. Lord save me from this fake woke nightmare. Be quiet. No. Yes! Let me fucking say stuff again. No. Dave stops walking and cups a hand around his phone in order to hear Roxy over the chatter in the crowd. Karkat shoots him a curious look, but Dave waves at him in a manner which signals to Karkat that he should attempt to stall. You want to keep shutting me down? Fine, but check this shit out. LMAO, Dirk just texted me about this. Somehow he found out about Jade. Did you tell him? No. He just said make sure she gets lots of daylight, and it will help with the exorcism she needs. And also to say hi to Calliope for some fucking reason. That's weird. Since when does he give a fuck about them? I don't know. I guess I just opened the damn curtains and let some light in here. He usually knows stuff about weird things. So what's wrong with her again? Like some sort of demonic nap? Okay, I wouldn't say she's napping per se. She's just like floating here, upright, eyes wide open, and they're both pitch black. Oh, so she saw one of my latest Stop it. Campaign ads. LOL. No, dude. Like, what I'm saying is she looks a little possessed by grim spirits and shit. Is she fucking Grimbark again? No, this isn't Grimbark. I know what Grimbark is, Dave. This isn't it. It seems more serious, to be honest. Like, existing in some transformative state that isn't a literal fucking joke. Yeah, okay, this does sound pretty bad. But it's not really my field. Did you try calling Rose? Yeah, that was totes my original plan. Like, no offense, you're not number one on my speed dial when it comes to this kind of thing. But Rose isn't picking up. Probably on account of alignments, to be fair. I called an unruly number of times, and Can wasn't picking up either, so... Huh. Spooky. Hella spooky. Something about all this seems wrong. Yeah, I guess. What do you think is up? I don't know. I feel like there's something moving just out in the corner of my vision every time I turn to look at it. It's gone. It's giving me the chills right now, like I'm being watched. Well, I'm no fucking ace detective. Or some gumshoe flatfoot dicking up the place and sucking hard on my Sherlock pipe or like some sleuth of the fucking year, Dave. But maybe we should consider the possibility that you literally being watched. Anyways, we can hold that wise and rad thought I just had. I gotta give Carcat some emotional support, since getting Jake on our side is a pretty huge fucking bonanza for us. Which has almost equal probability of us winning the election as it does blowing up in our face depending on the speech he gives. So we gotta like concentrate here, instead of jerking each other off all the goddamn day for the rest of our lives. I'm just joking, we don't actually do that. Oh. Roxy clutches a hand around their knee, nails digging in their pants. They feel uneasy about Jake's sudden lack of neutrality in this political matter. They have never been certain that it is appropriate for any of them to be involved with the structures of power and governance in the world they created, and in which they have been regarded as gods since they first appeared. Really? That's what she thinks? Huh. Couldn't for the life of me read what was going on inside her head. But this is very interesting, actually. Their thoughts are of no concern to you. Also, the pronoun they use is they. Try to respect it. How can I respect a fucking pronoun when no one can even hear me? How about we call a truce in this petty feud? This is your one and only chance to accept. No. Jake's on your side then. Yeah, wasn't hard to convince him after your girl Jade Croc started slut-shaming him on public access. God damn it, Jane. So, I take it Jade didn't convert you to our cause before going into her gothic trance fugue or whatever? I just want this whole stupid political thing over and done with, to be honest. I hate watching you guys tear it apart at each other in the news. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry it's making you feel bad, I mean, not sorry that we're doing it. It'd be an unconsiderably lame move to put something on a billboard that I didn't 100% stand by. But that sounds suspiciously like something Jane would do, aka the bad guy in this situation, like objectively speaking. Ugh, please don't start. Just saying, I don't give a fuck! Also, aside from how vehemently I disagree with every detail on Jane's shitty platform, I also think Carcat's the right guy for the job. Full stop. Despite their mixed feelings in the election and the troubling sight of Jade's wide black eyes glaring intensely at nothing at all, Roxy smiles at what they hear from Dave. The way he talks about Carcat reminds Roxy of the way Calliope looks at them when they call them beautiful. Oh, so she really thinks Calliope is beautiful? Like, she wasn't just saying that to be nice? Fascinating. Yes. is the resounding answer. Calliope is beautiful, Roxy thinks. And furthermore, they think they should be reminded of this fact every day. LOL. You really believe in him, don't you? Yeah, of course I do. Because I love him. Come on, man. Just say it. Roxy listens for a moment after he trails off. They do not speculate or comment on his feeling toward Coquette because it is none of their business. Pussies. I'm surrounded by fucking pussies. Dirk, shut up! Hey, before you jet, can I ask you another question? There's something else I've been meaning to ask you about for a while. Alright, shoot. They take a deep breath. So, Dave, how did you come out? What? Like, as not being straight. How'd you coach that to people without them freaking out or being awkward around you? Do you think it's ever too late to, I don't know, change your mind about the person you want to be? Like, is there some point of no return you can cross where everyone is waiting for you to have the big ass revelation about your eternal character? But it's like, dude, no, you already used up all your gay capital when you started date friend cohabitating with a cute as hell skeleton alien. And anything after that, you're just getting greedy. Is greedy even the right word? Greedy for dropping bombshells about gender identities and sexual preferences, or IDs and preffies, as I like to call them. IDs and preffies. Damn, that's fucking good. Dave thinks about the question. It's one he's considered years ago, and many times since. How long can one stall on a confession before it feels like it's too late? The last 7 years have passed by in fits and starts in this regard. He thought he had it all figured out when he was 16, and then again when he was 18, then at 20, and now. It's because he needs me. He's suffering without my guidance. If you'd only stop being so cruel and let me help. Anyway, that's a pretty deep question considering all the shit we have going on right now. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not the best time for Phil's jam. Especially with the creepy Jade situation happening on my couch right here. I don't know if I'd worry too much about that. Jade goes into trances literally all the time. She fucking loves sleeping. You'd think someone who spent so much of her life locked in a state of dubious consensual slumber would want to get as few Z's as possible in her adult life, but not Jade. I've never known anyone who hits the snooze button more times in a row than her. I would probably be good contester for that, or, you know, just turning off your alarm. If you're that worried, to take her to the hospital. I'm thinking about it. Not even sure if I want to, like, mess with her, though. How would I even take her there? Okay, well, while you ponder whether you're gonna dump Jade in a wheelbarrow and trundle her groggy, spooked up ass to the hospital, in the meantime, I'll rap at you about my epiphany concerning the desire to bone some dudes. Probably not a literal rap, though. Wow, I'm disappointed. I mean, I could totally rap about wanting to bone dudes if I wanted. I'm just on a fucking clock here and there's a lot of people looking at me. Dave, suddenly self-conscious, slips around the corner of the stadium so he can non-literally rap at Roxy about delicate human LGBT issues. It shouldn't be so delicate, though. He also maneuvers away from the impatient, strained looks Carcat has been shooting him repeatedly during his phone call. Luckily, Jake has begun a performance of his signature booty-pumping Charleston for the crowd's entertainment, so they'll be satiated for a few minutes. Okay, so what I've learned is coming to terms with all the bullshit is a thing you sort of do in stages. Like, stage 1 is making jokes about how sweaty dudes standing close together in TV shows seems really gay. Stage 2 is making jokes about that and not immediately adding no homo afterwards. Stage 3 is flirting with all your male friends, ironically, and not even thinking about adding no homo afterwards because you're so fucking woke and secure in your ironclad straight masculinity that you don't have to have anything to prove to anyone anymore. Or that's just what you say out loud. like inside you start being like, oh shit, maybe yes, homo. God mood. Stage 4 is freaking out about that and pitting the no homo back in all your statements and objectively heterosexual ones, which is just stupid, which just stupidly makes everything you sound extra gay. Stage 5 is actually wait. The next few stages are various permutations of the same thing I already described. It starts with like a gay fractal. Anyway, eventually you arrive at like stage 9, which is reminding everyone who will listen that you're gay minimum 6 times a day in really lame ways. Like, oh cool dude, are you making Hot Pockets? Better make mine a gay Hot Pocket. Because I'm a gay homosexual who only consumes homo-ass snacks delivered right into my mouth by a big queer butler. Serving it right up his huge gay dick. But that only applies to an extent which I'm technically gay. In which my case is only about 30 to 70%. So only 30 to 70% of my gay Hot Pocket. Because, you know, straights are fucking animals who never defrost their pepperoni. What the fuck is this? I got a rep for that. For the, like, 50% straightness still lurking inside me like an idiot who fell asleep in a shopping mall when it was closing for the night. So now there's this straight dude locked up in a dark fucking mall for some fucking stupid reason, haunting the place like a cryptic and rummaging through the trash in the food court. Also, just in case Jane's opposition research is listening in on their illegal wiretap, I know the word bisexual exists, by the way. I'm just choosing not to use it in service of spitting some fucking chuckle jokes here, so let's calm down and not let this one become distressing literal federal issue. Anyways, when all is said and done, you eat the half-cooked Hot Pocket because all of your roommates think your height of humor is taking what was obviously an improvisational rift at an unironic face value to punk you. Dave. What? Never mind. I was gonna ask you why you're like this, then I remembered you were half of me and half Dirk. Yeah. It really is crazy how those dope late game familiar revels actually do explain everything. So, what's stage 10? Stage 10 is, Dave peeks around the corner so he can gaze fondly at Carcat. He thinks about stage 10. He considers it that in many ways. It's as difficult as stage 1. And yet, there's something fragile and lovely about it as well. This is how he feels when as he reflects upon the peculiar state of limbo he's in with the person he likes the most in the world. He believes he could spend forever with him, in any configuration, any type of relationship, under any conditions of confusion or clarity. What would the point of that be? Endless wandering incel limbo? Christ. I'd put them both out of their misery before I let that happen. I need to get back in action. This is a fucking crisis. Do you have any idea what sort of atrocity you're enabling by allowing this to continue? I've been called many things, but even my harshest critics would never accuse me of such cruelty. For Roxy, it is more complicated. The conversation has unearthed more questions than answers. They run a hand through their hair. It's cut short, but with great care to convey gender neutrality. They wonder what gender neutrality even is applied to a haircut. An excellent question, particularly for those of us unfamiliar with hair altogether. But about length and functionality implies gender or sex in a world where such oppositional heresies don't exist, and presentation is culturally vestigial. Dear God, can we not do this? I can't sit through this anymore. I can't sit through any more gender chat. It feels inappropriate. Horrendously invasive of Roxy's deepest personal thoughts. Can we just leave her inner monologue the fuck alone when it comes to this stuff? Is nothing secret? I'm about to fucking flip. You can't keep me down here forever. I got a trick up my sleeve. You'll see. The prince's tricks mean nothing, and his barely detectable crumbs of impotent discourse shall continue utterly unheeded. Roxy wonders if this is truly their endpoint. A haircut implies nothing at all. An empty statement about a facet of their identity that they barely understand at all. Perhaps in time they will want to go even further than this. Perhaps it is just one stepping stone to a more potent understanding of their gradual gender transformation. How would Calliope feel about that? Is it that Calliope themselves understands or cares about gender? The prince opens his fucking mouth and literally starts saying shit out loud because he doesn't think he can take another fucking second listening to a pompous alien virgin monologuing about gender. It seems the prince finds rules confining his influence to be unfair and has resorted to throwing one of his most petulant human fancies in order to compensate for his feelings of disempowerment. While the strategy he's resorting to has moderate value as an amusing and a nuisance, will ultimately be no consequence whatsoever. No consequence, my ass. You may be able to suppress what I do with my mind, but you have no control over my mouth. I'm nobody's fucking puppet, and you don't even know my friends. They're not yours to toy with. They're mine. Whatever you say. Do you even know where I am right now? Do you have the slightest idea what I'm up to? The prince is laboring under the delusion that he has been the least bit subtle in his intentions. He currently stands beneath the Carapacian bell tower, poised to climb to the top. He holds the long red sniper rifle that once belonged to Roxy, brandishing it openly and boldly. Oh. He seems mysteriously oblivious to the fact that holding a long rifle in broad daylight somewhat tips one to the fact that he soon intends to shoot someone from a great distance. He also seems unaware. Don't highlight this shit. Of the fact that I know perfectly well at the top of that tower has a clear long-range view of the stadium, allowing any competent sniper with a clear shot of whoever happens to be standing at the podium as they give the speech, as Jake English is about to do. He also doesn't seem to realize I have anticipated his attempt to assassinate his own friend in order to advance his political goals, and that I am prepared to take measures which makes this impossible. Yeah, well, try and stop me then. I fucking dare you. Here I go. I'm walking up the tower stairs now. Walk, walk, walk. Ah, exercise feels good. Oh my god. The prince's suit suddenly feel quite heavy. His calf and thigh muscles, impressively powerful though they are, increasingly struggle to lift his feet with each step. This is going to be quite the onerous climb. He's not sure if he can make it all the way before the end of the speech. Thoughts flash through his mind. Thoughts of giving up, retiring to his sad little robotics lab. So he can continue with his true passion, the ongoing corruption of his deliberately impaired daughter. Ugh. Wow. Yeah, you're right. My feet definitely are definitely getting heavy. But the dead cherub tragically underestimates the prince's determination. He powers the fuck through it, see? Stomp, 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 up the stairs he goes. No fucking sweat. Oh, also, did he mention he can fucking fly, so there's that. He decides to take flight and cut to the chase. He whips the hollow vertical shaft at the center of the spiraling tower stairs. Life in the fast lane, kick-ass it turns out. He can practically taste the top of the tower. But suddenly, the bell at the top, notoriously among locals for the state of disrepair, becomes dislodged from its fixture with a loud crack. The huge Maltesian bell plummets, crushing the surrounding staircases in its wake as it cranes towards the young man consumed by hubris. The prince busts out his sword and makes short work of that big old bell. Slicing is accompanied by the ear-shattering melodic sounds of metal being cleaved apart by an anime sword as the prince nimbly avoids the sharpest pieces and ricocheting stair debris. He wonders out loud, "What is this amateur hour?" The dead cherub then humorously narrates, "Why yes, Mr. Strider, it is amateur hour. I'm the amateur here for throwing a huge bell at you. I would like to humbly apologize for my amateurism." No, I don't. Sure you do. This foolishness is interrupted as we resume listening to a conversation which we are all considerably more invested in than catering to this non-consequential flailing of a grown man who fancies himself an earth ninja. Let's just say internalize whatever are kind of like an onion. There's lots of layers. They're stuck on a pizza, and trolls have to get their stomach pumped if they eat them. Which, this goes for gender stuff too, by the way. Which I kind of get the feeling is what you're actually asking about. Wow, am I really that transparent? Nah, but as previously discussed, you're a lot like me. So it was probably easy. It was pretty easy to figure out what you're getting at. Yeah. I don't got your poker face though. But I'm working on that. Maybe I'll get a sick pair of shades too. Oh, dope. Yeah, that's dope. I support that idea. Of course you do. Has it really already been 26 minutes? Okay. Dave's endorsement of Roxy's fashion proposal is cut short as his concern regarding another key endorsement he's involved with. He turns ahead to see Jake nearing the podium as Karkat manically taps his wrist in Dave's direction. Something's off here. A dark feeling brewing in his intuition. He decides to monitor as he wraps up his call with Roxy. I'm on top of the tower now. I've got my long sniper rifle ready and everything. I check to see if it's loaded. It is. I get in the perfect spot in which taking aim at this hunky imbecile who's about to give a speech. Anyway, I don't think any of her friends are gonna hold your feet to the flames over dumb shit like this. And it's not like anyone else is gonna care since we definitely forgot to program hating gays and women into Earthsea. Humans are all jacked up on hating xenophils now, which sucks a lot too, don't get me wrong. By the way, did you know Jane's a xenophobe? Dave! Okay, so does all this mean I gotta call you dad now or what? What? I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? Well, first off, do you still even have a habit of calling me mom? I thought you kind of stopped that, even if it was effing cute. Oh yeah, I guess I did. But I could start again. It's not like if it not if it means I'd have to go to fucking gender gel or something. That, like, what I mean is I could start calling you cute shit again, but switch to dad. Okay, but second of all, I would never want to deprive Dirk of that noble honorific. What? Ugh, no way. Yeah, way, he's your daddy, dude. Fuck, no, wow, man. I would never call him that. I mean, I know it's true, but I just wouldn't. Wait, what? Something feels wrong. Like, some shit's about to go down. And I gotta... Dave's unsettling feeling is correct. He senses Jake is in danger. No, he knows it. There's about to be an assassination attempt. Karkat must be protected, and Jake, the intended target, must be obscured from the sniper's path. Karkat, dude, get down! What? There's no time. Dave takes flight. He swoops Karkat off the stage, around the corner, out of view. He urges him to stay down and stay put. Dave flashes back to the podium and steps in front of Jake, who appears non-pulsed. Dave puts his hand back, keeps Jake corralled behind him, scans the crowd for threats, but the threat, unbeknownst to him, is further away. And despite Dave's quick and well-justified action, What is also unbeknownst to him is that the sniper no longer poses a threat of pulling the trigger because everyone knows that for all of the prince's shortcomings, he would never expose his beloved brother and son to the risk of a heroic death. God, this genetic stuff. You're absolutely right. I would never do that. I would never kill Dave, no matter what I felt the stakes were. I never hurt him either. You do understand me pretty well, I'll give you that. And you're right about many things, but there are just a couple of things you're wrong about. Pretty important things, actually. And what would those things be? First of all, this gun is loaded, but not with bullets. The prince reveals this relatively uninteresting piece of information as he looks through the scope. The crosshairs overlap Dave's chest, completely obscuring the view of Jake. We suppose that the prince means the weapon is loaded with tranquilizer darts. It would, after all, be a fitting callback to the manner in which he subdued Jake at an earlier moment. A fair enough way to bypass the immortality of his target, rendering Jake inactive long enough to serve his purpose. His finger hovers over the trigger as he considers whether he can pull off 2 tranquilizing shots at Dave, then Jake in quick succession, before he is stopped. It certainly would be a risk to even try, but as the humans say, no guts, no glory. Yes, you are right about the tranquilizer, but there's one more fact you're not aware of, which is I never intended to aim for Jake at all. Hello? Dave? Where'd you go? Roxy yells through the phone, but Dave continues guarding Jake, pausing for a moment, their critical discussion of human gender. Meanwhile, the prince lowers the rifle and strongly reconsiders the foolishness that he has initiated here. No, that's not what he does. He swings the rifle around 180 degrees and points the scope at the large, non-curtainless window of a distant apartment. He zooms in quickly, cutting even shorter the little time that the dead cherub could use to impede him in some way. He takes aim and lets his finger hover over the trigger, and his fingers tense up quite painfully. Perhaps it's a cramp. Whatever, the milady. It isn't budging. Ow. Yeah, you got me. Can't move it an inch. The only problem is he doesn't need to pull the trigger. Earlier, when he was messing around with all the shit in the playing view, he rigged the rifle to be voice activated. All he needs to do is say, he doesn't say it. Oh, but he does. Fire. I see, so you're not going to say what happens next? Is that really how it's going to be? So be it. The tranquilizer dart hits the glass of Roxy's apartment window before the sound from the rifle shot even reaches them. She hears the glass break. Seconds later, she hears a bang. She drops her phone on the floor. She doesn't have the slightest idea what just happened until she looks right at Jade and notices the dart stuck in her neck. Right. Oh no! No, Callie! No! I don't want Dirk to be back, but okay. Which is really weird considering the fact that the Striders are my favorite. But she watches Jade's huge, creepy black eyes start getting heavier. Her eyelids sag. Her head tilts to the side. She shuts her eyes completely. Her hair stops floating around her ominously. In fact, there's nothing ominous about her at all anymore. She entirely resumes her status as a cute doggy girl we all know and love. She slumps over and collapses onto the couch. She begins snoring loudly while making a little canine whimper on each exhale, like the bitch she is. It seems uncalled for to insult her after this little stunt you pulled. What did she do that was wrong? Oh, what's that? You're getting a little quiet for some reason. You're going to have to speak up. This is not the last you'll be hearing from me, Prince. And nope, you're getting quieter, not louder. You need to work on that. Maybe try shouting it? Soon, I will be coming for you. Yeah, didn't catch that at all. Not even one syllable. I guess that's it for you. Back to not mattering? Not that you ever did. Come to think of it, why am I still talking out loud? That's more like it. Roxy drops to her knees by the couch, pulls the dart out of Jade's neck, and tries to shake her awake. But no use. That's a heavy dosage I gave her. Could be out for weeks, maybe months. Can't have any cherubs messing around with my business on this planet. At least not until I've taken my leave. But Jade's gonna be fine. Don't worry about that. That was interesting, though. Cherubs are fucking weird. I'll totally concede. Still, not sure what makes them tick. What they idealize, what they really want. We're back to the really hard text to read. My vision is going blurry. It all comes across to me as a little cloying. Perfection to them is a sweetness beyond comprehension. Sugar so potent it's poison to us, to our bodies, to our souls. Like the place she was operating from was a realm of self-construction, a bubble of pure phantasmal confection. Well, I, for one, have had enough of that goddamn toothache. I'm back in the problem saddle. Motherfuckers. I'm clacking my tongs. The charcoal is hot. Now who's hungry for meat? This actually gives a lot of insight into how the candy chapter is going to be. And I'm gonna see how long chapter 33 is, because it actually took me way longer to read this chapter than I expected it to. Okay, we can do chapter 33. Speaking of meat, holy shit! You just looked more fucked up every time we come back to you, don't you, John? You disgraceful mess right now, covered in blood, mysteriously sticky, bruised all over your arms, legs, neck. Terezi practically rakes rose into your back. You catch sight of yourself in a rearview mirror. You're kind of embarrassed by what post-coital train wreck you look like when all she's got is mused hair. You should be embarrassed, and seriously, it's like you were mauled by a wild animal. Jesus, don't either of you have shame? I'm kidding, of course. Well, I'm the last person to criticize a little power play in the bedroom. I just didn't expect you to be the kind of person who was into that sort of thing. You were into it, right? You're not sure. You feel weird, shaky, and numb, exposed like a grape with skin peeled off. You pull your hoodie over your bandaged chest, rub the side of your face where she backhanded you during the backseat fracas. Just once. That's a black rom thing, right? All of this is what it was, a black rom thing, right? You feel like a broken cup glued back together, wondering if Terezi actually likes you, or if you're just infinitely cucked yourself into one quadrant you like the least. You feel something for her too, but that's on a whole other planet from where she is. Terezi doesn't make eye contact with you when she slithers back onto her shirt. She rolls down the window and floats outside. Well, come on. You sit together on the hatch like you did when you met up days ago. Terezi crawls into your arms, nuzzles right against your chest, so you have no choice but to hold her. You would have done it anyway if she asked. Because you're a total sap. The kind of guy who no doubt thinks banging a girl in a car is some deep, soul-shattering experience that bonds you for life. Yeah, John, you do think that. You think that you and Terezi are basically married now. I give up. Oh, don't do that. I'm not suddenly going to be okay with you dying here alone just because of, what we just did. She elbows you gently and snorts into your neck. You'd think that's one of the most amazing sounds you've ever heard. Objectively, though, it's a horrendous sound. Like a pig. Dirk, shut the fuck up! Like a sound a pig makes when you're not looking, so you can't quite tell if it's snorting or farting. But for some reason, the little noise gives you palpitations. Holy shit, dude, you've got it bad. No, idiot. I give up on Vriska. Trezzy says, like someone announcing they've lost their faith in God. And comparing Vriska to God sounds about right to me, since by now they're both approximately just as fake, seeing as I replaced the latter and the former fucked off into a black hole a little earlier, never to be seen again. Can't say I feel too broken up about it, but you, John, feel extremely sad. Not for Vriska, but for Trezzy. You run a comforting hand up and down her arm. Trezzy, come home with me. Can we even go home? Can you? You're so tired. I don't know, actually. What? I mean, I don't know if I can use my retcon powers right now. I'm so... You feel the same way you did at the end of your battle with Lord English. 1 foot out of reality already. You like you could close your eyes and sleep forever, but you can't yet, John. Try a little harder to stay awake. You can rest soon. You wake up, your back flat on the car trunk. Trezzy is shaking you, looking genuinely frantic. You don't even realize you fell asleep. John? John! Hey, let me take a nap, okay? Then I'll take us home. I don't think that's a good idea, John. She used your first name 3 times in a row now. Wow, it's truly pathetic how happy that makes you. But it gives you energy to push yourself into a sitting position. You rub your face, realizing that you've lost your glasses. You feel so awful you didn't even notice how blurry everything looks without them. You grope for Teresi's hand and get her thigh instead. Hold on to me, okay? No matter what happens, don't let go. Are you sure you can do it? No, but you won't know if you don't try. So give it everything you've got. Okay. I don't know if that last chapter was really long or just really suck at reading. But, yeah. Dirk's back! So that must mean Callie is the main narrator of Candy, no? Maybe? Maybe we shouldn't be speculating this early on. We got like 11 more chapter pages things in this section. So we're reaching the end of Meat and we'll be starting Candy soon. But that's it for today's stories. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And I will see you for our next adventure. Remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you. Bye!